Hi everyone and welcome to The Naked Truth. I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I have missed you. I'm so excited we're doing a special episode tonight, and I'm so grateful that Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, has agreed to be our co-host this evening. So welcome, Elizabeth, and who do we have with us tonight?
So tonight we have Robin's RNY mission, and then we have three of our girls all together in Monica's living room. We have Monica, Sleeve McQueen, Lorraine, Xena Warrior Princess, and Christine, Teeny Tiny Tummy for Christine, right? And so I'd love it if you guys could just tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey. Why don't we start with Robin?
Hi. I started this journey back in May of 2014, and I was 242 pounds. I had RNY gastric bypass on December 10th, 2014. And this morning I weighed in, and I'm 161.
Yay! So how much of a total loss is that?
That's 81 pounds, I believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, 81 pounds.
Awesome. Great job.
Yeah.
And
still have about 50 more to go. So.
You look great.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
And I just watched all you guys in Monica's video, dancing video. You looked really cool in that.
That was a lot of fun.
Let's go to Monica's live from Monica's living room. How about you, Monica?
Hello from Battle Creek, Michigan. I'm Monica Sleeve McQueen here on YouTube, and my starting weight was 406.5. My weight as of sometime this week, I don't remember what day, was 291. That's about 115 pounds lost. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on April 21st of 2015.
Awesome. Good job. Lorraine?
So on YouTube, I'm Xena BSG Warrior Princess, and I actually had BSG, and on October 8th, 2014, and my starting weight was 360, and I am now at 207.
Woo!
So,
Wow.
Oh.
I think I'm close to 160. The only reason why I weighed was because of the diet bit, so that's the only way I know.
Christine?
Hi, my YouTube channel is a teeny tiny tummy for Christine. I'll say it again, a teeny tiny tummy for Christine. And I was sleeved in February of 2014. I had lost 60 pounds pre-surgery, and then since surgery, I've lost about 120 pounds.
Awesome.
Wow. Good job.
Yay.
And
okay.
Can you guys tell us each how tall you are, starting with Robin? How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Monica?
Robin's the only person I've met shorter than me. I'm 5'2".
Okay. And Lorraine, we've met, so you and I must be close in height, because from what I remember.
I'm
tall.
All right, maybe you're taller than me then. How tall are you?
I'm 5'9", almost 5'9.5".
Okay, you are. I'm 5'8.5", or 5'8.25", actually. So you are taller than me.
Yeah,
And-
I'm sitting on the low
Right, she's
stool.
on the
And Christine, how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". Okay, yeah, so we're about the same height. Okay. I think it helps to know like how tall people are, and
Right.
yeah.
That does make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do community celebrations, and it is a little long, but I've tried to organize it to make it a little bit more concise. It's just been a really long time since I've been able to do them, so I have a lot of people I want to give shout-outs to. And I'm going to start out, actually, I want to give a shout-out to you ladies who all did the 5K color run yesterday. Woohoo! Good job!
Good
Now-
job, ladies.
Which of you, was this your first 5K? So, Lorraine and Monica? Okay.
Since surgery. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
since
in-
surgery.
Surgery. Yeah.
It was my first of all time.
It was the first one I finished.
Ah, nice. Well, and then I did the same thing in Des Moines. That's why we all have our little medals on today. And this was my first 5K, and that's my first shout out tonight. I wanted to give a shout out to the two ladies who did the 5K with me, Michelle Swartz and Sonia. She on YouTube, she's Snowy White 78, and it was also their first time doing any kind of like organized race 5K. And I want to give a shout out to VSG Tony Michigan. Did I mix up the order?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Fourth team member.
Yes, because he was on your team and he did the 5K yesterday. I don't know if it was his first 5K. Do you guys know?
It was his first.
Awesome. So congratulations to everybody who did that yesterday. I want to get more into that a little bit later, but I wanted to definitely start with that. Then Leah Taylor VSG, she got her surgery date, so that's very exciting. Congratulations, Leah. The following people had surgery since our last show. Angie in Indiana, Michelle NY RNY, Becca VSG, Trisha Pretty O'Neill, Joyce Gwen, Tiffany Clark. Yep, that's all of them. And a special shout out to Angie in Indiana. She's had a little bit of a hard time with the surgery. So special shout out to you. Sending you good vibes. Okay, and then the following people celebrated, actually I only have one person who celebrated their 6-month surgiversary, and that was Amy Jo Morris, or Love to Live VSG, and she is halfway to her goal. So congratulations, Amy. Okay, now the following people celebrated their 1-year surgiversaries. Sister Scaleback. Oh, sorry, my list just disappeared.
Can I throw in a couple while your list is here?
Oh my God, okay. Yeah, throw them in at the end if I forget them, okay? Ava Shrinking, Kim Stewart, who's lost 164 pounds in 1 year. Amazing. Actually, no, sorry, total. That's all I have for surgiversaries. Did I miss anybody, Elizabeth?
I had some 9-month surgiversaries if you want to
Oh,
talk
tell
about
me.
that.
I don't have those. Yeah,
Lorraine, I think it's your 9-month surgiversary coming up, isn't it? Yes. And Betty Lou Who, right? And Dixie Kane, or Dixie. Anybody else that I forgot, Lorraine, that's one of your surgery sisters?
Serena Pruitt. She was also one of our surgery sisters. And I believe Heather was around close to the same, very close to us. Hardboiled Heather was close.
Oh, haven't seen her for a while.
Yeah. I think she was trying to do some moving or something, so she might be real busy.
Yeah.
She's very active on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on Instagram with guns and knives.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to get back. I need to get on Instagram more often.
I love her.
Did she make it to Alaska? Is she there now?
I don't think so.
I don't think she did. I don't think she ended up going.
Oh, okay. So I need to get caught up with her.
And stuff, so she's not giving too much personal information, which I totally respect, but she is alive and she seems to be doing quite well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely surviving.
Yeah, see, I have to remember that not everybody wants to share everything about themselves with the world.
Open book.
Yeah, I'm totally an open book, in case you didn't know that. It really embarrasses my mother. She's always saying, like, I cannot believe you put that out on YouTube. Whatever. Okay, the following people have lost 100 pounds. Shrinkin' Beanie and Kim Gibbs, who's actually lost 100 pounds and made it to Wonderland. So congratulations, you two. And then we have a couple more people who made it to Wonderland. Terry Lopez and Gretchen VSG for me. Woo-hoo. I'm not there, but I was, and I'm going to get back there really soon. A week or two. That's my goal, to get there. Okay, then we've had several people who made it to goal weight. Gracie, No One Stopping Me But Me. Erica, Derek RNY, Tammy Werner, and Alexa Ann Phelps. So congratulations. And then I love you guys. I need to have you on every week to do the cheering. And then I have a couple that really didn't fit into a category, so I'm going to do them separately. Carrie Downs, she is pre-op, and she is trying to get approved for surgery, but she has already lost 80 pounds. So
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we've had, Yeah, we've had some guys who lost like 100 pounds before surgery, but I don't think I've heard of any
Right.
women like losing quite that much. So congratulations, Carrie.
When I said my numbers earlier, I said them wrong. I lost 77 before surgery, and then the rest, like 103, since surgery. So I did say it wrong. So I was close to hers, but not quite. She's a mate.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's good.
And then Dennis Vinay, he hit. Let's see, he's hit 111 down since surgery, 158 total, and he's been approved for plastic. So,
That's awesome. That is awesome.
and isn't he just the sweetest guy ever? He is so sweet. Okay, and then our newbie of the week is actually a guy. His YouTube name is 150 to lose. And actually, Christine may have found him first. Did you find him, Christine?
I think you saw a video and you were trying to figure out what his Facebook was, so I found it, but I didn't know much about him.
Oh, okay. I think he's a good one to follow. He's just recently had surgery, so I put a link to his YouTube channel below if you want to go follow him. I also put a link to Elizabeth's channel and Robin's and Lorraine's, which is Zena, VSG Warrior Princess, and Christine and Monica. So they're all in the description box below if you want to go and subscribe to all of them. Okay, and that is it.
Can I add two more? I have two more.
Yes,
that I think
go ahead.
just happened
Yes,
today.
add them.
So I think Tina Milas got approved for her plastic surgery. I think I saw that on Facebook right before this. And I think Walter may have hit his goal. He posted a photo under 250 pounds.
Whoa!
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Walter. Awesome.
Those are hot off the presses. I saw those on Facebook before I got on. Okay, so you want me to start with my questions?
Yes. So let's.
Okay.
I'm going to have Elizabeth start us with questions.
So one of the things that's always been interesting to me is what led you to get surgery. What was kind of your aha moment that made you decide to get surgery? And why don't we go backwards this time and we'll start with Christine.
Oh, Christine, they're starting with you. Oh, it's starting with me? All right.
Pay attention.
You know, I've already said, oh, great, now I'm going to cry, thanks. Okay. So I ended up having, like, endometrial cancer and had to have a hysterectomy. And up until then, I had always thought, well, I just have to lose the weight, and it's just going to take work, and no one can help me do it. I just have to do it. And it wasn't until I had cancer and had that resolved that I realized, well, maybe I do need medical help to lose weight, because I started really trying my hardest after battling cancer, and I was like, I'm trying really hard, and it's not getting me anywhere. So my diet supervised, doctor-supervised diet, the doctor was like, you can either take a medication or have weight loss surgery. And I was like, well, if I take a medication, I have to take it forever, right? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just do the surgery then. So that's when I decided to have the surgery, and it's worked out really well.
Awesome. Lorraine?
Mine is similar to Christine, and that I really battled with cervical cancer for most of my life, starting at 19 years old. And then I had it again at 30, so I always had it, and then PCOS, so I always had this hormonal issue that just kept escalating just year after year after year. And so even after having a hysterectomy 2 years ago, I ended up having to, still, that didn't resolve the problem and the issue. So I ended up then finally, I think it's when there were plenty of years, because I had looked into having weight loss surgery probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And back then, they really didn't have the documentation that showed that it would help with PCOS, and now it does. So that's when the vertical sleeve, I was approved 100% because of the PCOS, and that's what really helped. So that's when I made the decision to, once the hysterectomy didn't help the actual issue of the problems, the vertical sleeve actually is what has helped.
And you guys have the women's prerogative not to answer this, but because we all look like we're 21, how old were you when you had surgery? Both Christine and Lorraine.
I had my weight loss surgery. I was, let me do the math, I was 39.
See,
Thank you. I'm still the same age, so I'm 43.
everybody in our group looks so young.
Yeah.
Monica, how about you?
I have a condition called trigeminal neuralgia, which is a facial nerve malfunction that causes like electricity pains and numbness. And the only definitive cure for it is a brain surgery, which I'm down with brain surgery. And so I kind of deal with that on a daily basis, and I'm actually very, very well controlled on an anti-seizure medication. But when I have a flare, it's really bad. So I was having a flare, and I was suffering. And then I went to get up, and, you know, I was lumbering because of my heaviness, and it occurred to me, wait a minute, this you can fix, this you can't, and why I felt really stupid in that moment, like, why am I not fixing the things that I can? So, see, I told you I was going to get weepy. So it was kind of that moment, like, you know, you've got things that you can fix. Why are you suffering with multiple things when you truly only need to suffer with one? So it's made a significant difference in all the other areas of my life, and actually my trigeminal neuralgia has improved. I don't know if it's just a cycle thing or if it has anything to do with the VSG, but I'll take it. And I just had it this year, and I'm 42.
I think we all had VSG, right?
Yes, yeah. All of us here.
Here. Those of us in this room.
And Robin, you had RNY, right?
Yes, I had RNY.
Yes. And what kind of led you to that decision?
Just being unhealthy, taking so many medications, the acid reflux, the GERD, and that's what led me to the RNY surgery to fix that hiatal hernia, and yeah, so I was just tired of being out of breath all the time and just being unhealthy. My doctor suggested it, so I said, okay, sounds good, let's do it. And I was 48. So I'm 48 now. So.
We're close. Jennifer, do you want to share? I don't know if that's appropriate to go to you, but do you want to share?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I want to hear your answer, too, Elizabeth. Yeah. So, I mean, I told this story before, but in case you've never seen the show, I was 35. Yeah. No, I was 34. And I ended up, towards the end of the year, very stressful day at work. I was working with the kids, and I thought I was having a heart attack, so they rushed me to the emergency room, and it turned out just to be a heart episode. It wasn't a heart attack. But I remember laying in the emergency room at 34 thinking, you're way too young to die of a heart attack. This is ridiculous. And that was it. That, like, ever since then, like, I went to my doctor for a follow-up visit after the heart episode, and I said, I want to lose weight. Tell me all the options. And he finally mentioned surgery at that point. So I'd already been working with him for a couple of years with diet and exercise, and nothing was working. So he finally mentioned surgery at that point. And how about you, Elizabeth?
Well, for me, when I was in my, I was like probably like 43 or 44, my ex-husband passed away really suddenly. And at his memorial, I was too embarrassed of the way I looked to get up and speak, even though I had spent like years and years and probably loved him more than most of the people in that room. And I was so embarrassed of the way that I looked that I couldn't get up there and speak. And I did Optifast right after that and lost about 75 pounds. And I call that like sort of my being overweight bottom. Did Optifast, lost like 75 pounds, hurt myself, stopped exercising, and gained it all back plus more. And my son was getting ready to go away to college, and I just felt like, you know, if you don't do something, you're going to be a crazy cat lady with a very hopeless, depressing life. So that's pretty much my story. And so after 20, I mean, really, literally 20 years of investigating it, I was 48 when I had it.
Wow. So. Oh, and I was 30. I was 35 when I had surgery.
What are you laughing at, Lorraine?
I said, what's wrong with being a cat lady? I've got 3.
I didn't even have any cats at the time. I have one now. Nothing.
Cat lady's okay, just not crazy cat lady.
Yeah, it's the crazy, never leave their house part of that story.
Oh, she
And I mean, I'm just so amazed at how my life has changed in the last couple years. Okay, so now we know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jen.
Before we go to the next question, I just want to do a quick check-in and let everybody know who is watching us today. And then we do have one live question I want to answer before we go to Elizabeth's next question. So we have Tony VSG with us. Kim Can Do It, who was supposed to be here on the show, but we couldn't work it out with the technology issues.
Didn't Kim hit Wonderland too recently?
Does anyone know?
I believe
she
Wonderland
did
recently.
Kim.
Yeah. So shout out to Kim.
Kim, let us know. Yeah, and let us know. We can give you a big shout out. Sleeve Rocker, Mom and Me VSG. I just want to stop and read what she wrote real quick because it's super sweet. Hi, ladies. So glad to see all of you. Some of you are my very, very first WLS YouTubers that I ever watched. You made me laugh, made me cry, and have inspired me like you will never know. Thank you for everything.
Aww.
Super sweet. Trisha from Pretty Little Losers. Miss Beautiful Alicia is here, and quick shout out to her. She just celebrated her 2-year surgery, and she is 5 weeks out from her thigh lift. So big shout out to you, Alicia. And then here is our question from Tony VSG. He wants to know, in the month of July, who is the hottest VSG guy that the guests have met. So specifically, just in the month of July.
Oh my God.
I'll go first. So, because I haven't met Tony yet, I'm scheduled to meet him next week, and so it could change. My answer could change once I meet him, but at this point, since I haven't met him yet, I have to go with Tiger, Gastric Tiger, because I got to spend last weekend with he and his beautiful wife, Bridget, and so I have to say that Tiger is the hottest VSG guy for my July. Okay, so over to you, Christine.
I'm going to say VSG first.
Oh, you met him in July?
No, I didn't. What?
He said in July.
In July.
Someone you have somebody you have to have seen in July?
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is one of the questions that the answer is predetermined.
It's a loaded question.
I mean, yeah, that's a setup question. The only person I've seen who's male and a weight loss surgery person is Tony, but he's great.
All those, and he was hot. I stood next to him. I hugged him. He was very sweaty.
It was hot out.
There was sun outside. We were all very sweaty and covered with color, but he was a complete and perfect gentleman. It was a pleasure to meet him.
Yeah.
And Lorraine, have you met anyone else this in July? You've seen James, haven't you? James Haney?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I see them all the time, so you know that could be a possibility.
Yeah, so there's competition there.
Sports, so I can say that Jim, definitely, I would say yes.
Yeah.
I could say Jim Haney.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You know, he's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, the fellow foodie.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Right, gotta love it.
Of course, you know I love his wife Christian.
Right.
Let's not leave her out.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I would say Jim. Jim is right up there. Absolutely.
Awesome. And Robin, have you met any VSG hot guys this summer in July?
I have not. I have not met not one ever. So next weekend will be my first. It'll be Tony next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that.
And how about you, Elizabeth?
I haven't seen anybody in July. I mean, any male weight loss surgery patients.
Oh, okay.
So.
It's in case you guys don't know, but we're talking about next weekend. Most of us are getting together next weekend for a meet and greet up in Michigan. So I will be there. Robin will be there. Monica and Christine. Yep. Lorraine has to leave, so she won't be there anymore. And Elizabeth originally was going to try to surprise us, but it didn't work out, right?
No.
I think we have a few other people who are not here tonight who will also be there.
Yes, well, definitely Kim Can Do It. Kim Can Do It is the one who started this whole meet and greet, so I definitely have to give her a shout out. And then who else is coming?
I know I'm riding with Jesse Jessie Greener Grass.
Oh, yay!
So she'll be
Okay.
Who has
And
the
To-
best picnic coming?
And
Who?
Tony will be there.
mm-hmm.
I think I missed one.
And Kim.
Here in
The
July.
hottest Melvitas to your July. Tony will be there.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. So, Elizabeth, let's go to the next question.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. And also, Kim
Oh.
Stephanopoulos will be there.
Yes, Kim Stephanopoulos. Yep.
Even though she's not a YouTuber.
Yep.
And I just have to say, Jessie has the best hair of any weight loss surgery
Yes.
patient I've ever met. It's like
Yeah.
amazing.
And she gave me some of her hair secrets the last time I saw her. So I've been trying.
Okay, that's my next question then, Christine. What are Jessie's hair secrets?
She uses like this oil,
Argan oil.
argan oil, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you're getting,
That's
apparently.
All right, well, I think it's more than that.
Great.
I'm sure some of it's genetics.
Yes.
Which yeah. So most everybody here, with the exception of Monica, is 9 months plus post-op, right? Robin, you're 9 months plus post-op, right?
No, 7.
Oh, 7. Okay. So 6 months plus post-op. What are a couple of tips you might want to give to viewers that have helped you be successful this far along in the journey? You can start, Robin.
Okay. Just watching the YouTube videos and seeing everybody's journey and how they've been successful has been a big help to me. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I find that it's really important to kind of stay connected with the community and with people who are
Absolutely.
weight loss surgery patients. Are there any particular ones that you'd want to throw out there to recommend to people? Other than all of us, of course.
Yeah, it's like it's all you guys. and definitely let's see, Betty Lou, who's blogs, and
Yes.
yeah, and Elizabeth, you're one of my main ones that I watch, so
Oh, thank you.
I can relate to you so much. But
Okay, tips from the from our live remote, Monica. You're pretty new, so
Well, even though I'm only 3 months out, I lost 65 pounds pre-op, and I think the biggest tip is to the main thing you have to do is change your mind and convince yourself that you're worth it. Because all of the diets in the world, whether they are fad diets or legit or a dietitian or surgery or whatever, none of that's going to be successful if you haven't changed your mind and convinced yourself that you're worth it. And you have to change the self-talk in your head, and you have to really throw out the negativity and replace it with positivity, which is incredibly hard to do because it is a gut instinct that we all have to be negative about our self-image, or we wouldn't be as large as we were. We wouldn't have allowed it. So change your own mind and do whatever you can to increase the positivity in your life.
that's really important. Elizabeth Taylor.
Said, and I have to say that the community is definitely something that has been something that helped me, especially early on. However, I will say that there comes a point where, while the community is there for support, you need to also make sure that you are still in check with yourself with what your requirements are, because we can tend to kind of get really wrapped up in what other people are doing because they have so much maybe success that's happening for them that we forget maybe what we were told to do, and because we're so used to wanting to try the next best thing because we want that instant gratification. And we have to change our minds up here, but I've been really sticking close with what my surgeon has told me and my exercise. And for me, I have to say, and I know there's haters about it, but for me, it's been not. I do not weigh myself. I don't. Right. Because for me, it's been really, really, really important for me to actually accept with what I feel and tune into my body and my own personal feelings and body awareness. because it used to be very easy for me to just disconnect with that and put everybody else first before myself. And I have a negative attachment with the scale. So it's still something I have to work on, and and I'll admit that's an emotional thing and mental thing for me from back in high school and eating disorders. But I will say that having the support from the community is huge. Elizabeth, you were one of the first people that I watched and watched Patty Melt and Losing Weight Kate. Though you three were my first three that I watched when I first was doing my research in order to find out, what I needed and to get that support. Even though I was hidden, I was a lurker back then. So, but yeah, I would say the support with the community. But if you don't change what's up here too, along the way, you're just, it's going to be a continuous battle for yourself. It really is. So.
Yeah, that's really important. Christine?
Well, I agree about the community. I think most people that know me know I feel community is really important, and getting to know a lot of people and then finding good friends that you can connect with and share tips or share advice or just talk to. I think that's very important. But also locally, try to find someone locally that you can share clothes with or share, extra protein powder or whatever with. I think that's all good. Another tip I have is about being prepared. Being prepared every day when you leave the house. Being prepared, the day before. Use MyFitnessPal and put some things in that you might want to eat the next day and see how much protein's in it, see how much calories. If you plan your day ahead and know if I have that for breakfast, that's a lot of calories. I better be careful the rest of the day. Just being prepared and researching and using the tools available to do your best and not have any real excuses to fail.
Jen, do you have any tips you want to share?
Yeah, well, I agree with everything that everyone said. I just want to add to something that Lorraine said, that you have to get your mind right or it's going to be a lifelong battle. Not that my mind is right, because it's not right. Excuse me. It's not right. But
that's the goal.
Yeah, Jennifer,
let's define right.
Yeah. I think if I ever got my mind right, I think it would still be a lifelong battle for me, because at this point, I'm pretty much where I was pre-surgery, where I'm trying everything and nothing's working to lose weight kind of situation. So for me, in order to probably even just stay where I am, I'm going to have to fight every day. Maybe that's going to change at some point in the future, but that's how it is now. I have to work out. I have to work my butt off. I have to make choices to eat healthy food. It's hard. It's really hard.
A couple more tips that just came into my mind. One of them is, don't compare your success with other people.
Yeah.
Or if somebody does something a certain way, don't expect you're going to get the same result. Don't expect you're going to lose the same amount of weight in the same amount of time, or you're going to have problems that they don't have, or whatever. Don't compare yourself to others. Just try to learn from others, but don't necessarily expect the same results. And I just thought of, I forgot to come back to me because I just forgot the other one.
Okay, we'll come back to you, because I just have another one too. Have somebody, I think community is very, very important. Obviously, I think community is very important. That's why the whole point of this show is to bring the community together and to celebrate the community and to give us a place to talk. But also, I think having one special person is really important too, somebody that you trust, that you think they're going to have good answers for you. So my special person is Sleeve Rocker, and when I get confusing answers, because sometimes I'll ask a question like the whole serving size thing that I asked a couple weeks ago and get 30 answers. So for me, it's good to have one person. I'm going to go to this one person and get the final answer. And I don't want people to necessarily bombard him with questions, because I don't want to overwhelm him. But I really trust him, and I trust his answers. So he's my go-to person. If I need a good, solid answer, that's who I go to. So I recommend having somebody like that.
I thought of my second thing. The way sometimes we get to a certain point and we're struggling and we have to remember how far we've come.
Mm.
That's vital.
Appreciate every step of your way, whether you lost 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. It doesn't matter how much more you have to lose. You have gotten so far. And you just have to appreciate that success, even if you just feel better.
Right.
You have to appreciate that success. Any success is worth celebrating.
That's awesome, actually. I needed to hear that because I think I'm so caught up on I never made it to goal and I'm not losing and I forget like where I came from.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good advice.
It's really awesome for me to watch Monica's videos because I started out at a similar place to her. I was 402 pounds when I started. And just even hearing her NSV, I'm going to get all teary now, hearing her NSVs as she has them now, thank you, is a really powerful reminder to me. Because, like, I wear heels everywhere now. I mean, I very rarely go anywhere where I'm not wearing heels. And I just take it for granted now. And she talked about that in her video last week, and it got me all verklempt and remembering. Remember, that's where you came from. You couldn't do this, you know, before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People need to watch their earlier videos to remind themselves, but they also need to watch new people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
What people are trying to do, you might have already gotten to do. So appreciate it.
And one of the things I've been doing recently is going back and watching people who I watched in the beginning, like Les of Sarah, people like that, when they were at the week I'm at now that I'm further out. And it's so helpful to see that they were struggling, because it's a lot harder now. I mean,
Right.
and it's so nice to see that it's not just you and that they were struggling with the same things at that point in their journey. Because when I watched it the first time, I had no idea. I was like, what are you talking about? I can only eat 500 calories.
And I just have to say, I am super impressed that you wear heels everywhere because I still can't wear heels.
I do. I like it. I'm a shorty. I'm like 5'4", so I like to wear them. But, yeah. Sometimes they're wedges, but yeah.
You know what's also funny? You must have been. I'm sorry.
Wedges are still heels.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So in San Diego, you must have been in heels the entire time because I could have sworn that you and I were the same height, and I'm like 6 inches taller than you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm five. Well, I'm 5'4.5". So.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, no. So I'm only like 4 inches taller than you. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
yes, I did. I wore heels everywhere. Yeah. So do you have one tip that I want to throw out that just wasn't among anything anybody else said was strength training. Start strength training earlier. It's so important to build muscle in that first year because that's going to help you when it gets harder later on.
Yes, I would agree with that. I'm just doing that now, and it's amazing the results I'm getting. Like even though my weight's not changing, my clothes are becoming too big for me, which is the weirdest thing because my weight hasn't changed at all. But things that used to fit perfectly are now just swimming on me.
Yeah, yeah, and I find that I'm in a lower size than people who weigh less than I am, and that's all because of strength training. Lorraine?
Yeah, I would say, because that's something that as soon as I was cleared from my surgeon, and it was he cleared me at about a month, but when it comes to the strength training and my running, I started that right at the 2-month mark. So as soon as I was cleared, I slowly did a progression into that. So the early, and you're right, because the earlier you can do that, you are going to find that it's amazing how your body will actually start to make this transformation. Yeah, you may be losing quickly, but it really helps to kind of keep that. I'm finding, and I'm really shocked actually at how, as I'm progressing, that my body is starting to, I'm like, well, maybe I might not have to have a whole lot of plastics.
Yeah, me too.
If you start early, as soon as you can, just even though that scale is telling you are losing, do the weight training as quickly as you can. Even my surgeon said, back off on my running at one point and make sure that I was doing the weight training because that's what's going to help the most.
And it also helps your metabolism.
Absolutely.
And that's going to really come into play when you're a year post-op and everything's sort of slowing down as your body adjusts to the surgery.
Yep.
I have not started any weight training any strength training at all? So do you use weights and stuff?
I have a personal trainer that I work with, and
Right.
we do circuit training, but a lot of it is just your body weight, like squats and lunges, and I mean anything that I don't use machines that much. I mean anything that I do with him is stuff you could do at home, and I think Sleeve Rocker may have posted once like a list of YouTube video, like free fitness resources on YouTube that have workouts. So maybe he could, if he's watching, maybe he can post that again.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that, Sleeve Rocker. We've had a few more people join us, but before I say those, Kim can do it. Has made it to Wonderland, and she has lost a total of 194 pounds.
Wow! Wow!
Amazing. Amazing. I can't wait to see you next weekend. So excited. We've also have Ryla's Life has joined us, and she said congratulations to all the color runners. VSG Beauty Face is here, and VSG Sotherbell is here, and she says, hi, ladies. Okay, Elizabeth, did you have another question? If not, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
you can go,
No,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is just for Lorraine, and it leads into another question for the group. But Lorraine, what's the strangest place you've ever planked? I think it might have happened during the Chicago meet and greet.
This weekend.
Did you see this weekend?
I did not, but I can't believe it was stranger than what you did in Chicago.
It was strange.
Oh, what was it?
I named just for you. And
What
her
was
name
it?
is
Lorraine, straddle Lorraine.
That's right.
Okay,
I
so
will have to check that out.
a drag queen named Lorraine straddled Lorraine while she was planking.
Okay, I guess that is weirder than.
I did see that. Yes.
Okay.
No, but if you count Chicago, I mean,
I'm going to say the plane.
I think the airplane was
airplane.
I mean, although I have to admit, the floor was much cleaner here at this place.
At the drag show here than
it
Chicago.
was.
Yeah, I was thinking about. She had another a drag queen planker in Chicago. Or wait, not planker.
So shout out
Or-
for your clean floor.
Yeah.
Well, and then Elizabeth, you planked on a CTA bus in Chicago
I did while it was moving.
while it was in motion. And were you the only one that planked, or everybody planked at the John Hancock building in the signature room ladies' bathroom?
No, we all did.
Y'all did, right?
We all did, yeah. Jen, did you want to ask your question, or I was just going to ask a question about meet and greets in general?
No, go ahead. Then I have questions about the color run. So we'll do
Okay.
meet and greets first.
So I've had the pleasure of meeting everybody here except for Robin, which I hope to do at my birthday in Chicago in March. I hope you can come.
Yes, I will be there.
But do you have any experience from a meet and greet that was really powerful or funny or bizarre that you would want to share? Anybody?
Oh, that's good. I need time to think.
Go, Monica. Horse shack.
The last night that we were in Chicago, I was pre-op. Everyone else was post-op, and I was still waiting on insurance approval. See, I got to get here, Elizabeth, here.
So I'm going to cry already.
Yeah. So I was pre-op, and so I had been this fabulous weekend with all of these ladies who had accepted me into this club that I didn't really feel like I deserved to be a part of yet because I hadn't had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting at a tapas restaurant, which was shout-outs to whatever that was called. That was a great place. And in my mind, seeing all of these average-sized women, I could not fathom that they had ever been as large as me. Mm-hmm. I've always felt like I was another next level of obesity. And Elizabeth first showed me her before picture. Mm-hmm. And sorry, at that exact moment, I realized that being normal was a possibility for me. And it was one of the most moving experiences of my life because you can see befores and afters in plastic surgery ads and, even watching YouTube videos, but spending the weekend with this women who were walking and planking and climbing stairs and wearing fashionable clothes and just doing all of these things that I wanted to do, and then seeing the before and after pictures started coming around, and so many of them had been where I had been, and it was just It was so, I had confidence in myself, but that just boosted me into this level of, wow, I get to be normal. I get to have that. And then when I got back home from Chicago, I got my insurance approval. So it was a fabulous weekend.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was Emilio's Tapas, and yeah,
Oh, yes,
everybody
it
at
was a
the
great
table,
restaurant.
we had on our cell phones our, before pictures, and yeah, we were passing them around, showing everybody. It was like, oh my God, really?
And even now when I see, like Lorraine was showing her before picture to someone at the place last night,
Yeah.
and even now I have to do a double take because she is just a normal, average size, lovely
Yeah.
woman, which is not to say that those of us that are high weight are not average or, beautiful women. We are beautiful women because we're women and, we rock the world. But it takes me back, to see the before pictures and, even to look at my own before pictures, even though I have miles to go, it's just, it's shocking to see how far we've come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of my, I put that in my Surgiversary video as one of my top 10 moments, and it's still weird for me to hear somebody say that I look like a normal-sized person.
Right.
But, yeah, but that was very powerful for me, too. Anybody else? Meet and greet moments?
One of my first meet and greet ever was when I went to OH in 2014. It was August of 2014. And that was my first time going somewhere and meeting other people that had weight loss surgery in a big group. And when I first walked up to the hotel, there was a group of YouTubers, weight loss surgery YouTubers. We're all hanging out outside on a bench. And as I walk up, they come over and they helping me with my bags. And they're like, oh, hey, I know who you are. And it was like, really?
Right.
And I was like, I didn't know anyone there. I had never met anyone there. And they were so welcoming and so happy to see me. And I was like, this is amazing. And I've had so many opportunities in the past year because in August, it'll be a year ago that I started meeting people. And I've had so many opportunities to meet people, and I'm just like, because every time it's been special. It's been great.
Anybody else? Meet and greet moments?
I think, well, I want to say, because we have OH coming up in the fall, which I'm so excited about. But WSFA is my first meet and greet. It was so overwhelming that now I have a game plan for OH. And my game plan, yeah, because I was not prepared.
Share your strategy. There are people who want to know.
Yes. Well, because at WSFA, I remember sitting, we were sitting around the fire, and there's so many fabulous, amazing people around us. I just didn't know where to look and who to listen to, and it was way sensory overloading.
Talk about when we played Did You Ever? That's
yeah. You don't talk about it.
Blew me
You shouldn't
away.
even mentioned it. We're not going to go there. I take back that I share everything on YouTube. I don't share everything on YouTube.
Right. It may appear like that, but there's other layers.
Woo, okay.
You're blushing.
I know. I'm turning red, aren't I? Everyone's going to want to know what we talked about. Okay, so
While Jennifer's recovering, let me say to those of you in the community that have not taken the step to meet real life people in real life, do it. Take the risk. Your first one may not be as fabulous as some of our other experiences, but you will find someone to connect with, and the real life connections are invaluable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's important to be cautious. I mean, don't just
Absolutely. Don't go willy-nilly. Don't use Craigslist. There's no WLS.
If their name is BSG Ted Bundy, don't go.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw BSG.
Right.
A follow-up to that is if you have a bad experience at your first one, give it a second chance.
Absolutely.
Or maybe you'll just discover that the big ones aren't for you and just go to the small ones, because the small ones are awesome. I love people. I'm a people person. I love people and I love talking to people, but I really like talking to people one-on-one or in a small group. So for me, the small meet and greets are what I really, really love, but the big ones are good because you can meet a whole bunch of people at once that you normally wouldn't have the opportunity to meet. So.
And you don't have to go to a meet and greet. The first people I met were Kim Can Do It and Betty Lou Who, and just the three of us decided to meet. And then I met Kim Stephanopoulos, just the two of us at Panera. So it doesn't have to be an organized function. Just try to find somebody local and connect a little bit online before you take the real life leap. But find yourself some real life people. It's really invaluable.
Yeah, so here's my strategy for OH. Okay. I am just going to go to have fun. I'm not going to be stressed out. If I don't get to meet somebody that I really wanted to meet, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to worry about it. If I don't get to spend a lot of time with somebody I really want to spend a lot of time with, I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm just going to go and have fun and relax and appreciate every moment that I do get to have. That's my new goal. So here's my moment from WSFA, my magical moment. Sarah, Nerd in Oregon, and I were alone in an elevator together, and we had one very, very special moment, and I will always cherish that. So that, and when Mama
Gastric Rose?
Gastric Rose, Mama Rose, when she gave me that first hug and whispered that special message in my ear, like, I will always, always remember that. She is my angel. So, two very special moments from WSFA. We are almost out of time, and I know that we have to keep it on time tonight because Christine actually has to catch a train, right?
Yes.
to get home.
Chicago tonight. Yes.
Yeah, but you're going back to Chicago tonight, and you'll be back in Michigan next weekend, right?
Yes. This is the second weekend in a row. I have another weekend that I'm going to Michigan. Then I'm going to try to stay in Chicago for a weekend.
I told her she should just move to Michigan. Make life a lot easier. Okay, I do have one big correction that I need to make on the shout-outs because every week I F up on the shout-outs and I make mistakes. This is an important one. Okay, Kim can do it. I messed up. She did not lose 194 pounds. I was thinking when I read that, I'm like, how could she? How could she have lost that much?
What?
Yeah, I know. No. She weighs 194. She lost 76. So,
Awesome.
okay, so we made that clarification. And one last question before we go. I really want to know what your 5K experience was like. So, Robin, did you do the 5K?
I did a 5K before I had surgery last year for the heart walk, but I haven't done one since.
Oh, okay. So ladies, what was your first 5K 5K experience like? So, Monica?
Well, I knew it was going to be fun because, they're throwing colored powder, and I'm with my peeps, and I got a tutu on, what could go wrong? I had not gone that far, even in my practice workouts at all. And I hadn't been running because of the hip pain, so I had been really just walking, and I'd gotten up to 2-point-something miles. But Kim Stephanopoulos told me that even marathons don't do 23 miles. Marathon runners practice for half the distance. So I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. And it was fun. It was well organized, I thought, except for the starting chute, which they sent us in multiple waves instead of one big wave. The company was amazing. It did get tough for me as we got closer to the end, and now I need another freaking tissue. But Lorraine took my hand, and we started running, and then Tony came on the other side and took my other hand, and Christine had a potty break, so she was a little bit further behind us. And I couldn't quite go all the way to the finish, so I said, I need to walk, and we walked a couple of, 10, 20 feet, and then we would have ran across the finish line, but there was kind of a bottleneck, but we ran to the finish line, and I don't know how many people, a lot of people there were very young and thin and healthy and cutesy, and so for them I don't think it meant as much, but for me it was just, I never would have fathomed that I could do that, and I'm going, a couple more 5Ks, I'm going to do 10K, and I don't know if I'll go farther than that, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And these guys were incredibly supportive. So it was amazing. I'm ready to do another one.
That's awesome.
And now I'll quit crying.
And Lorraine, I know you've done, I don't know if everybody knows this about Lorraine, but she was a runner prior to having surgery, right? So, but how did it go after having surgery?
I have to say that before surgery, everything was always about this competition. And so it was, I may have been a runner prior to, but it was an unhealthy relationship with with the running, and I have to say that doing the color run, so this being my first 5K post-op, has been such a positive imprint. So it's helped create a new blueprint for my love for the sport, rather than, oh, I have to do this, or I have to do that, or I have to do this. And the fact that I was able to share it with such wonderful people, and just, you know, I can't even tell you how much it means to me that they were a part of an experience that has left a new, I guess you know, that imprint is brand new, and that love is brand new for the sport itself. And I mean, I love it. It's always been a love, but it was kind of a love-hate relationship back in the past. But now that's just pure love. So and it was wonderful. It was great. Even though it may, you know, it was the color and the, don't worry about it. Bring a surgical mask if you can't breathe. Like me, you know, you can do it. So, and it was just fabulous, and I can't wait to do more, and I plan to do more.
And how about for you, Christine?
Well, I had tried to do a 5K last a year ago, May, you know, and I wasn't able to finish. I got too hot. It wasn't like I was tired, but I was just so hot, and I just felt like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna make myself sick if I keep going. I'll go home. But this time I was like, no, I'm gonna finish this. I'm just gonna, you know, take it easy, you know, hang out with my friends and get to the end. And I think if they weren't there, I would have just left, because I was like, I'm hot. I'm done. But like, I kept going. I was like, nope, I can finish this. And we got to the end, and it was so nice to finally, you know, get to the end and see them there, and it was good. That was great.
Can I do want to say one thing, because I am so proud of Monica, because when we were running, I have to tell you that she ran for a quarter mile. Like straight, like, because that finish line, when we were approaching, that was that last like quarter mile, and that was a straight through. And even though she had been doing some of that interval training when we were doing some stuff prior to, she was able to do that like straight through. So I'm so proud of her.
And I have to say, this was my first 5K, and it was, they had us come like an hour and a half early, and it was raining the entire time.
Right, they got rained on.
Yeah, we were like soaking wet, pouring rain. So it was pretty miserable, but the way I think about it is I got the hardest 5K done first. So now the rest of the 5K should be easy after that. But it was an amazing experience. And at the very end of ours, I don't know if this happened, if they did this to you guys, but the very last part of our trail was all uphill. So you do like almost the whole 5K, and at the very end you have to go like straight uphill. Oh, and I thought, I kept dreading it the whole race, like thinking this is going to be so hard to do. And then when it came time to do it, I did it with no problems. And I think it's because when I do the treadmill, I always do it at a 5 or a 10 incline. So like I did it no problem. So that was the most exciting part for me, is that the hill.
Yeah, ours was really level the whole way.
There was only a few uphills right in front of the Justice Building, but it was pretty level. We did have beating down sun, which, you know, rain, sun, which is better, but it was great.
So I'm going to wrap up the show because I know that we're over and Christine needs to get going, but I do have a quick announcement. We will have one more show in August. My co-host will be Gastric Tiger. I'm super excited to have him on. We don't have guests picked out yet. There are a lot of guests that I want to have in the upcoming years, so I don't know if I want to have one of them come on the show or what we're going to do. So be looking out for an announcement later, and then the show will be returning in September, and I will keep you posted on my co-host situation at that time. So, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Any final words before we go?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us on. And my casa is su casa at this point. I'm just, after having these two ladies come visit, I think I'm just going to open like a bread and breakfast for the WLSer.
There you go.
Just never give up, no matter what it is. Just never give up. We're always there is always someone you can even turn to. You can't count on yourself.
Yeah, always ask for help.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies. And with that, you guys stay here. Don't leave. But I'm going to say goodbye to our audience. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.